Hello students and welcome to the lecture. So students, as we know that we are covering the financial knowledge and basically what we are doing the banking awareness part of it. And we had started our discussion over the Exim Bank, right? Over the Exim Bank, we had discussed the overview part, we had discussed the objectives, we have discussed the regulations, we have discussed the functions. Okay, these four pillars we have discussed in detail. All right, now what we are left with, basically we are left with the promotion programs, okay, international presence, the infrastructure finance, and the summary part. Okay, so these are the topics we are left with. I hope that you have revised the previous topics in a well manner so that you could grasp the facts and figures in this lecture properly. Okay, so basically if we talk about the Exim Bank, okay, if we talk about the Exim Bank, then basically there are some things which we are required to be revised of. The first, the full form known as the Export Import Bank of India, right? Full form. Okay. Thereafter, if we talk about the legal mandate, then it was established after the Exim Act 1981. All right, but was become operational not from the 1981 but from the 1982. Okay, that's what we had discussed. Thereafter, we had discussed that its headquarters are at Mumbai. Okay, and in the previous lecture, okay, we had discussed that the headquarters of Reserve Bank of India. All right, and second one is our Securities Exchange Board of India. One is RBI, second one is SEBI. Headquarters of these two bodies are also lies at the Mumbai. All right, so this is what we had discussed. Okay, apart from it, we had discussed the important topics like the pre-shipment credit, which is very, very important. All right, thereafter we had discussed the post shipment credit, okay, which was very important. Thereafter we have discussed the line of credits, okay. We had discussed the letter of credit, right? And what we have discussed, we have discussed the you can say bank guarantee. Bank guarantee. So these are the topics which we had discussed so far in detail. All right, and please remember the time period for the pre-shipment credit is from order date till 270 days. All right, so please remember from the date of order receiving till 270 days. Okay, so this is the you can say these are the things which we had discussed. So now let's begin with the export promotion programs. All right, export promotion programs. Now here is one thing which I would like to make clear here before we proceed. All right, if we talk about the export, all right, and the import, okay, so we had discussed the export is a positive, it's a inflow, and it is a selling part, right? When we talk about the import is a negative, Thereafter, outflow, buying part. Okay, in export, basically there is an inflow of the foreign currency because we are selling something to the outsiders. All right, and this will bring us the fortune. That's why it's a positive part. But when we talk about the import, basically it's outflow because our currency is going outside because we are buying, and this is reducing our fortune, or you can say our treasury. That's why it's known as a negative. But however, the imports are negative, but still we have to maintain the imports. Why? Because of two reasons. Second, necessary for survival, and second is required for production. Okay, so because of two main aspects. First is the necessary for survival. It means that suppose if there are some minerals, and you can say some food items, some whatsoever, which are not available in a country, is it feasible that we should not import it from the outsiders? Is it in our favor? Is it in favor of our people? No. So that's why we have to import these items from the outside. However, these are negative ones in the definition part. Thereafter, required for production, like I have told you, if we are making the electrical items, then basically we are required the semiconductors, right? And the semiconductors are generally not available in our country because the silicon which is used in the semiconductors not found in India in a much quantity. All right, so that's why we have to import it from the Taiwan. Okay, so that we could fulfill the need of the production. All right, so that's what we had discussed. But the main aim is to promote the export. Why? Because export is like something which could bring us the fortune. All right, so that's why whenever we go with the promotion programs, we generally go with the export promotion programs, not for the import promotion programs. We facilitate the imports, okay, but we do not promote them. Why? Because as I have told you, the imports reduce our fortune. Because right now we are buying, we are not selling something, we are buying something. Okay, so now let's move forward. First is the collaboration with the government agencies and the trade bodies. Like, how do we promote the exports? Exim Bank collaborates with various government agencies and trade bodies to promote India's exports. These collaborations serve multiple purposes, including market exploration, information sharing, and the policy advocacy. Because you can say, suppose this is a country, we having many manufacturers, all right, who having the capacity and the potential that they could produce the things which could be exported to the different countries. All right, but how do they know that what should be supplied to A, B, C, D, or E? How? By analyzing the demand, need, profit, market dynamics, okay, demography, taxation, and so many other factors prevailed in these countries, but related with the goods and services which they are capable to export. Okay, so you can say that these manufacturers have to go through all the requirements or the checkpoints. But how? The question is how? They themselves not do this thing. So basically, Exim Bank provides them the facility. Exim Bank collaborates with different you can say the countries and the trade unions and the trade bodies, so that they could go through the demand, they could go through the need, profit percentage, market dynamics, demography, transaction, All these data could be collected, could be organized in the proper manner, and then could be provided to the manufacturers all of our country. All right, so that they could get a clear-cut idea what is required to be, you can say, produce, how much to be produced, what will be the condition, pre-shipment, after shipment, or post-shipment, whatever you can say. Okay, so these all the things are generated by the collaboration with the government agencies and the trade bodies of the different countries. Okay, trade fairs and the promotion events. Exim Bank often collaborates with trade promotion organizations and the government bodies to organize trade fairs, export promotion events, and exhibitions. Okay, these events provide a platform for Indian exporters to showcase their products and services to international audience. Like many times, you have seen the programs, okay, like the Auto Expo, okay, like the Defense Expo, all right, like the investment fair, and you can say so many things are there. All right, all these things are generally organized by one common motive: to promote an advertisement of domestic goods and services to the international players. Okay, because if we go by the Auto Expo, then not only the Indian players but also the foreign players come to the program. Okay, they all showcases their automobiles. People comes, the investors comes. Okay, they try to represent themselves as a very profitable investment, so that the people, or you can say the investors, could generate their faith in them. All right, so this is about the Auto Expo, similar with the Defense Expo and the investment fairs. Okay, so basically what's happened, the Exim Bank generally organizes the trade fairs, all right, and the different investment expos for the players, for the different market players to come and participate in them. All right, so that the domestic players, or you can say the national manufacturers, could get a chance to promote their products with the international audience. All right, and this will generate a faith of the international audience in the products and services are being offered by the Indian manufacturers and the service providers. Okay, so because these programs are organized so that the platform could be provided to the Indian exporters. All right, so please remember, this is a second point with the government agencies and trade bodies collaboration. Thereafter, the trade delegations. Exim Bank may lead or support trade delegations, which are groups of Indian businesses that visit foreign countries to explore new markets and establish trade relationships. These delegations plays a vital role in expanding India's export horizon. You can say, suppose, if we talk about the continents like the Africa, okay, you can say like the Eastern Asia, okay, like the East Europe, okay, and you can say the Middle East. Okay, so if we talk about these regions, so these regions are mainly underdeveloping areas. Okay, there are total three main divisions of the countries. First division stands for the developed countries. Okay, second division is the developing countries. Okay, third one is the underdeveloping countries. Okay, developed countries are those countries which are economical, military, administrative, and the lifestyle are very you can say lucrative and very developed. So these countries are called as developed countries. while the developing countries are those countries which are in phase of development and they will reach the level of developed countries soon. But underdeveloping countries are those countries which are really poor countries, which do not have much more, you can say, business opportunities and whatsoever. So that's why these countries are known as the underdeveloping countries. Okay, so basically trade delegations mainly targets the developing countries and the underdeveloping countries which having the potential which is unexplored, which having the market which is unexplored, so that they could find out the opportunities, threats, opportunities. They could find out the strength, weakness, opportunities, and threat, or you can say SWOT analysis. Okay, for the Indian manufacturers. Got it? So keep this thing in your mind. The trade delegations are being organized for this particular aspect. Okay. Thereafter, if we move forward, we have the market research. Collaborations with the government agencies and the trade bodies also involve sharing market intelligence and the research on potential export destinations, helping the Indian exporters make informed decisions. Okay, like market intelligence. What is the trend of the market? This is very, very important. Okay, like what is the trend in the market? Okay, what type of goods and services are being liked by the people? Okay, which is the demographic of that particular area? All right, what are the government policies have been introduced or about to introduce regarding the products, goods and services? Okay, so these are the market intelligence. Okay, having the input, having the data regarding these kind of services helps the exporters and the manufacturers to identify the potential export destinations. Okay, and then they could make the informed decisions. Okay, for example, you can say if this is A, okay, and he is getting chance to supply the things to B, C, D and E. All right, but he could only supply one of them. All right, so in such a case, he required the market input accurately. Why? Because if he received the income which is not correct, information which is not correct, what he will do? He will make the export to that country but receive no such profit which he has been expecting of. Okay, so he requires a market input accurately. Once he received it, suppose he received the market input that the D is having the much more profit in comparison with B, C or E. So he will make the investment to D. Okay, so that's why the market research is necessary. Okay, thereafter we move forward. Access to the new market. Okay, Exim banks involved in the trade fairs, promotion events and the trade delegations provides Indian exporters with opportunities to access new markets and diversify their customer base. Because not only our market players participate in these trade fairs, but also we invite the foreign market players to come and showcase their potential. So it leads to the exchange of the ideas, exchange of the opportunities and exploring the growth potential. Okay, these expansion of markets can lead to the increased export volumes and revenue. Like suppose you have received a delegation of country A, B and C, and then you will get an idea that they having the enormous demand and the potential for the deployment of this particular product which I am manufacturing. So what you will do, you will try to get the entry in these countries. And when you extend your business, when you extend your empire, automatically your exports volume will increase. And when the export volumes will increase, your revenue will increase. Okay. Thereafter, if we move forward, then we have the strengthening export competitiveness. Exim Bank supports including buyer's credit, supplier credits, and export credit insurance, enhances the competitiveness of the Indian exporters with more favorable financial terms and reduce the risks exporters can offer their products and services on competitive terms in the international market. Okay, So basically, if we decode this particular paragraph, so what's happened? Whatever the support Exim Banks provide, it includes the buyer's credit and the supplier's credits, okay, and the export credit insurance, which enhances the competitiveness of the Indian exporters with more favorable financial terms and reduce the risk the exporters can offer their products and services on the competitive terms in the international market, because right now they having the support of the Exim Bank. So they could do the trade fearlessly in a well equipped manner. Okay. Now, thereafter we have the international presence. Okay. So if we talk about the international presence, Exim Bank has established representative office in several countries to facilitate trades and investment relations with those nations. All right. These offices act as a point of contact for Indian exporters and importers, offering assistance and support in the foreign markets. Now, what happens generally? You can say, suppose, when we talk about the international trade, okay, so remember in the starting, I had told you one thing, that Ministry of External Affairs is basically responsible to establish the relations with the foreign state. Okay, so when you having the favorable terms with the foreign state, you will get the access to the market. Got it? That's what I have told you. But what happened? Suppose we have the World Trade Organization in between. We also call it as a WTO, right? World Trade Organization, WTO. So why I am including it here? Basically, whatsoever international trade we are doing it in accordance with the norms, rules, and regulations of the World Trade Organization. Got it? So basically, we required the regional contact in our favor. It means that the country in which we are doing the trade, these reasons must be in our favor so that we could handle the World Trade Organization norms, rules, and regulations effectively, because there is a principle of reciprocal and the non-favorism. It means that you could not favor any country in the international trade, and you have to give the same treatment to that country which treatment you have received from it. So basically, how we use it, basically we maintain a good relation with the foreign state. Like you can say, suppose if we having the A, okay, and B. A is India, B is Russia. Okay, we could not favor Russia as per the non-favorism principle of the WTA, but by maintaining the good relations, we could persuade the Russia to give the special treatment to the Indian companies, so that in the reciprocal manner we could give the special treatment to the Russian companies, and we could say WTO that we are doing the reciprocal principle, we are not favoring Russia and all. All right, so that's why the regional contact must be in our favor in order to carry out the trade effectively and efficiently. And that's how the Exim Banks comes in the picture. To maintain the effective contact, it established the representative offices in the several countries, okay, where we are not allowed to favor the or to start the non-favorism concept, okay, but basically we practice the reciprocal factors, like we persuade the countries to give us the same treatment which we could give them as it is. All right, so this is the mutual benefit and under the norms and the rules and regulations of the WTO. All right, thereafter you can say These offices act as point of contact for the Indian exporters and importers, offering assistance and support in the foreign markets. Infrastructure finance, if we talk about it, Exim Banks provides financial support for export of the projects and equipments, enabling Indian companies to undertake turnkey projects abroad. As I have told you, there must be some conditions when you do the international trade with the countries. Like some countries can ask you, you have to establish your manufacturing units in our country, then only we will allow you to get the access of our nation, right, or national market. So the summary part, if you look at it, Exim Bank's role in supporting India's international trade investment has been instrumental in boosting the country's export capabilities and fostering economic growth. So students, basically in this lecture we have finished the Exim part or Exim Bank. In the next lecture we will start with another important key national institution, with another important institution under the banking awareness program. Till then, just revise all the facts and figures we have discussed in this lecture and be ready for the another lecture. Okay, with this note, let's end this lecture, and what we say thank you.